Hello students, so welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about biomolecules. I'll try to make you understand the line of NCERT. Now see, beta, there is wide diversity in living organisms in our biosphere. Biosphere means total on the earth which is present, on the earth, whatever diversity is present, together we constitute as a biosphere. So we are having different types of diversity is present. Now question come in the mind, ki are all living organisms, they are made up of same chemicals? Okay, so when we have done analysis, if we perform an analysis on the plant tissue or animal tissue or any microbes, then we get a list of the elements like carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and other elements will be present. And if suppose we want to analyze it, same analysis when we do for earth crust, if the same analysis is performed for the earth crust, then we will find, which is, you can assume it is an example of non-living matter, then you will also obtain the same list. Okay, so with respect to the living also and with respect to the non-living, you will find the same list. Then question is, what is the difference in between the two lists? What are the difference between the two lists? Actually, if you see, there is no such differences can be made out. All the elements which are present in the sample of earth crust are also present in the sample of living tissue, whether you take it from plant or from animal or from microbes. But when you see the close examination, when you do, close examination reveals that the abundance, relative abundance of carbon and hydrogen with respect to other element is higher in any living organism than in earth crust. Is it clear? So we are finding that the abundance is more of carbon and hydrogen with respect to other elements, and that also in the living organism as compared to earth crust. To see the diagram, the table what they are highlighting, let me show you the table. Now see beta, these are the list of the comparison of elements, okay, which are present in the earth crust, giving an example of a non-living material, and a human body, they have taken a human body of living. So now I will give you one learning tips for this sequence, because one question when they asked, then you should not do any mistake. You can write this way: oxygen is more abundant than silicon, which is more abundant than calcium, which is more abundant than sodium, magnesium, hydrogen, carbon, which is equal to sulfur, but it is more than nitrogen in the earth crust. So I think so you can check it better. First highest I gave it for oxygen in the earth crust. Okay, check. Then second is silicon. Then third is given to the calcium. Fourth I gave it to the sodium. Try to focus. I hope you will be able to learn it. Magnesium. Then hydrogen. Okay, carbon and sulfur is same. Check, but a carbon and sulfur is same. And last is nitrogen. This is the 8th one. So this will help you to learn it. If you can make this, draw it, and you will learn it very easily. Now for the human body. See, for the human body, because if they ask you the question, then it will be easy for you. Oxygen is more than the carbon, which is more than the nitrogen. So here you are getting an idea. In human, nitrogen is more, and in earth crust, nitrogen is little. Then calcium, hydrogen, sulfur, sodium, and magnesium. So this list will help you to learn which, according to the decreasing order, I've given you the list. So you can learn this. This is one question area. Okay, it is a scoring area. Okay, which is most abundant in the earth crust? Oxygen is the most abundant in the earth crust. Even for human body also, oxygen is most abundant. But second most abundant of the earth crust, silicon, and it is negligible for the human body. Is it clear? So one question, I think so you can prepare it if you learn this way. Now next topic is how to analyze the chemical composition. If you want to know what type of organic compounds are present in living tissue, then what we will do, we'll do one experiment. Okay, we will take a living tissue. Either you will take a vegetable, plant matter, or you will take a piece of liver. Again, question area. Animal, you have to take liver part. If you are taking a liver for animal and from plant vegetable, you will grind it with trichloroacetic acid. Okay, please learn it by using mortar and pestle, and obviously you'll get a thick slurry. Now what you will do, you will allow it to strain it through the cheesecloth or cotton, and you will get two fractions. What are the two fractions you will get? One is your acid soluble pool. One is which is filtrate. Filtrate is known as acid soluble pool. And second one is your retinate, which is known as acid insoluble pool. Is it clear? So first of all, if you want to know what type of organic compounds are present in living beings, we have to do one experiment. We will take a living tissue, grind it with trichloroacetic acid. The paste which you make it, pass it through the cotton cloth, and you'll get two fractions, acid insoluble and acid soluble pool. Now see, actually better for this reading of this chapter, you have to move here and there in the NCERT, because in the NCERT, the printing of this chapter is not perfect, what I feel. Now you come to this page beta 146, 9.3 point. Try to focus here. There is one feature common to all those compounds which are found in acid soluble pool is that their molecular weight is ranging from 18 to 800 Dalton. It means acid soluble pool. You can write here acid soluble pool. The molecules which are coming in that, their weight is 18 to 800 Dalton. Is it clear? This is the weight they are ranging. And acid insoluble fractions, if you see in that, only 4 types of organic compounds are present, that is protein, nucleic acid, polysaccharide, and lipids. So you write here acid insoluble, which is retinate. It is including 4 types of organic compounds. First is your protein. Then I'm writing nucleic acid. Then polysaccharide. And last one is lipid. Now see carefully, beta. Focus the way I'm reading it. It will help you to learn, understand properly. Now the molecules which are present, the molecules in insoluble fractions, with the exception of lipid, leave the lipid, they all are polymeric substance. Is it clear? So leaving the lipid, remaining all are polymers. So you will do one thing, we will write them this way, all these 3 are polymers. Clear beta? Leaving the lipid, all 3 are polymers. Now focus the next line beta. Lipid molecular weight is not even 800 Dalton. So lipid molecular weight, you can make a point, is not even more than 800 Dalton. So I'm just writing less than 800 Dalton. So lipid is not a polymer and its weight is also less than 800 Dalton. Up till here you are understanding better? Now see next. These classes of lipids, means which are coming in acid insoluble, these classes of compounds, with the exception of lipid, they are having molecular weight in 10,000 Dalton and above. So we will do one thing, we'll write these 3, our weight is more than 10,000 Dalton. Is it clear? Its weight is more than 10,000 Dalton. So I think so you are getting an idea. You see from this comparison, lipid is not a polymer and its weight is also less, but it is coming in acid insoluble pool. Clear? If they ask you acid insoluble pool, yes, it is coming in acid insoluble pool. But is it polymer? No, lipid is not a polymer. Its weight is also less than 800 Dalton. Remaining all 3 are polymer and their weight is more than 10,000 Dalton. So it means those which are having molecular weight less than 1,000, they will be known as micromolecule. And the one whose weight is found more than 10,000 Dalton, means more than 1,000 you will say, which are going in acid insoluble, they are known as macromolecules. So according to this criteria, we will find lipid is not macromolecule. So lipid is not macromolecule. Is it clear, beta? Once again, I'm reading it. For this reason, biomolecules means the chemical compound which are found in the living are of 2 types. Which two type? One whose molecular weight is less than 1000 Dalton, they are known as micromolecule, or simply you can say biomolecule also. When you say biomolecule, it means micromolecule only. While those which are found in acid-insoluble fraction are known as macromolecule, or you will say biomacromolecule. So please, again, one question area. If they give micromolecules, it means you can write biomolecule also. But if they give you macromolecules, it means they should give you biomacromolecules. Is it clear, beta? Up till here, this paragraph is clear. Now, question is, when the lipid weight is not even more than 800 Dalton, then why do lipid whose weight is not even more 100 Dalton, why it comes in acid insoluble fraction? Now see carefully, lipid is actually a small molecular weight compound. But if you see, lipid is not present only as a droplet. It is making the composition of cell membrane and other membrane around organelles. So it is present not only as such, but also arranged into the structure like cell membrane and other membrane around organelles. So when we were grinding the tissue, to do the chemical analysis, that time the cell membrane get ruptured and forms a small fragments into vesicles, which are insoluble in water. So when we grind the tissue, we are disturbing the cell structure. Then cell membrane and other membrane, they are broken into pieces and they form vesicles which are not water soluble. It means these fragments, which is in the form of vesicles, because they are not water soluble, they get separated with the acid insoluble pool. So they come in the macromolecule fraction, but please focus, lipid is not strictly macromolecule. Is it clear? Now, what does acid soluble pool represents? Now, acid soluble pool represents the chemical composition, means cytoplasmic chemical composition. Acid soluble pool represents cytoplasmic composition, beta. Clear? And macromolecules from cytoplasm and organelles, they all come in the insoluble fraction. The organelles will also come in the acid insoluble fraction, and together, both soluble and insoluble fraction together, they represents the entire chemical composition of the living tissue or organism, which you find here. If you see, highest is water, number one, water, okay. Then second is protein. Then please focus, beta. Third is nucleic acid. Please learn it. Fourth is carbohydrate. Fifth is lipid, and last is ions. Last is ions. Is it clear, beta? So these are the average composition of the cell. Please learn. Water is more than protein, which is more than nucleic acid, which is more than carbohydrate, and then lipid, and last is ions. Is it clear? So in the summary, if we represent the chemical compositions, we are able to understand that the water is the most abundant chemical in the living organism. So I hope up till here you have understood the concept. Now in the next video, we'll be going to study about one biomolecule, and we'll start from its monomer to the polymer formation. Okay, so we are going to start with the amino acid in the next video. So I hope up till here, beta, you have understood the topic. Thanks for watching.